Good day everybody, and welcome to another Blender tutorial. In this video, I'll be hopping into the shader editor, where I will show you the step-by-step process of how to create a Greeble material, like the one you see right now. By the end of the first section, you will learn how to add a greebling to sci-fi environments and spaceships in a matter of minutes, without any paid add-ons or packages required. In the second section of this video, I will show a faster way to achieve the same results, using the specialized group nodes from my $50 package, which comes with around 100 and counting. Links to the product and the free project file we'll be starting off with are in the description below. Without any further ado, let's dive into Blender. Now we have the project file open. Very simple scene, just a UV sphere and a light cast onto it. And on the UV sphere, I have a high subdivision count. That way it gives it more geometry to work with. And for the greebling to work, we have to use the vector displacement. So just make sure we have a few settings on in Blender. So in the render tab, make sure we have experimental on in the feature set, which will add a setting down here in the material tab, under settings and surface, which I've set to displacement and bump. This allows us to add nodes in the shader editor, which will affect the geometry of the mesh you apply it to. As for the visual changes you might see in the window right here, for the active node and the wires being red, we can change that in the preferences. Just under the themes tab on the left side and the node editor tab underneath that. Active node and wire set to red. Just makes it more readable for large node networks, in my opinion. And finally, to work more efficiently with nodes, we can turn on the node bringer add-on in the add-ons right here. Okay, so let's get started. Let's add a displacement node right here for the greebling. Plug that straight into the displacement right here. And set the mid-level to 0, that way it's only adding to the geometry rather than subtracting from it. Now let's add in random texture into the displacement just to see what happens. We'll add a Vorna texture, which we can see affects the geometry of the mesh right here. Now the black of the texture is setting no height to the geometry, so it's keeping it at 0. And white is adding total height, set to 1, on and off basically. And gray, of course, will be everything in between those two values. So now I want to add some wire or pipe shapes to the geometry right here. So I will set the distance metric to Chebyshev. Now we have some more blocky shapes. Now for the pipes, I want them to conform around these blocks. I'll just drop in a noise texture right here. And now we see the effect that that's having on the geometry. Very nice stuff. And we can change the count of pipes with the scale right here for the noise. Just for demonstration purposes, let's try out 20. Now I want this to conform to the shape of the UV sphere rather than being cut out in 3D space. So I will plug this texture into the UV coordinate of texture coordinate node. Now it is conforming to the shape of the UV sphere. Now I want the pipes to either be on or off, rather than having this weird layering effect going on, where they have different heights. I want to get rid of the soft look to it. So we'll add a map range node to flatten it out. Make it either white or black, on or off. We'll set the step to linear, and change the number of steps to just 1. The maximum value right here will control the offset of the pipes, in essence controlling the count of pipes, and the gap in between them. And let's plug the result into the height of the displacement here. Now the default settings on the displacement right here are a little bit hard to control off the bat, so I will group it together and edit it. Just Control G and then remove all the inputs. We will add those back later on. Now I wanted to have a color input for the height, so I'll grab a mixed RGB and set it to black. That way it looks blank. And then remove the mixed RGB after you plug it into the group inputs. And then plug the input into the height of the displacement here. And call it mask because it works the same way as Photoshop masks. So now let's start building up the node network for the displacement, just modifying how it works. So first off, I'll add a invert node, which will allow us to invert the white and black, swapping out on to off and off to on, which is pretty useful. Make sure to plug the FAC into the group input, that way we can use it outside the group node. Now I want a smaller strength on the displacement by default, so I'll add a math node right here, set the operation to multiply, and plug it into the scale and set the value to something pretty low, like 0.01. The first value will control the strength of the displacement. Whatever value you have punched in outside the group node, that multiplies by 0.01 inside of it. So if you have it set at 2, it equates to 0.02. And if you have it set at 3, it equates to 0.03 and so on. It's just typically a better range to work with. That way it's not blowing out too far. We can see here that the invert works just fine. Now I want a few more features added to this setup here. I want the strength of the displacement to be adaptable to the scale of the texture. Because right now, for instance, if you set it something like 20, it's the very same strength as when you have it set at 1 or 2. It's not adapting to the scale of the texture. So how do we make this adapt? We basically need a setup that finds the scale of the texture, takes it as an input for how it interacts with the displacement. So inside the group, we'll add a map range node, drop it down right here, and we need 2 inputs, one in the toMax and one in the fromMax. And rename the toMax to scale. This is where we'll be feeding in the scale of the texture. And for whatever reason, change the value of the top to 5. Found out this value works the best for this purpose. Now there is no scale output of the texture, so we need to manually create a setup which allows that. And once we have that, we can plug it into the scale in this group input right here. So let's grab a math node, set to multiply for the operation, and group it together, and then remove the first value. We don't need that outside the group node. We just need it to multiply by 1 at all times. This math setup allows us to have a input socket, unlike the value node. Make sure it's using the value of 1 by default. Now let's set it at 2 for this instance, and plug it straight into the scale, for the Voronoi and for the displacement node. Now, if we set it something like 20, we see that it adapts to the scale for the strength. It's a very subtle effect, but it keeps things more consistent and easy to grasp and use. I'm going to rename this node displacement and call this over here value. Now for the offsetting here with the pipes, I want to create a range node. That way we can slide between 2 different values, a minimum value and a maximum value. And the reason why we can't just use a math node is because although it has 2 values, you can't slide between these values. The output is just the result of the operation, rather than being some point between these values. So that's where the mix RGB comes in. It has a slider in the top, and 2 color inputs. But those can be swapped for values instead, and set the minimum to something like 0, and the maximum something like 1. Group it together with a Control G. But we want a gray output. That way we know it's a math type node. And for the inputs, grab the fact and the 2 values. Change the name to maximum and minimum, or min and max for short. Let's call this node range. And let's copy this for the map range up here. Let's see what range we need for the minimum and maximum. Seems like 0.9 would be a good minimum value. For the maximum value, let's see, somewhere around 1.5. So let's put it in 1.5, then plug it in up here in the map range. This just allows us to have easy controls for the offsetting. And we always adjust the range a bit if we need to. And we can group a lot of this together. Let's select all the nodes right here, press Ctrl G, and let's name it wires. Let's set the scale to something like 5 and plug it into the input. Let's call it scale. And the scale from the noise we will call iterations, because it's the iterations of pipes or wires, and call this scale right here for the output. Now we want to use a color output, so let's grab a mix RGB and swap it out with the map range node. Let's put it in a better order. Then use the fact right here from the range for the offsetting of the pipes or wires. Then plug the mask into the mask of the displacement, and then change the order of the stack here for the outputs. Now we can layer the setup on top of itself over and over and over again for the greebling effect. Ctrl-Shift-D to keep the connections to the UV coordinate. Let's just randomly change the values so it looks a little bit different. There's no exact science to this, it's just a lot of tedious playing around. And to add these on top of each other, let's grab a vector math node. Now let's see the result. Now I want some smaller details, so I'll change the scale to 30. Let's increase the maximum strength. And you can always add more layers if you want to, but this is the essence of how to create Greeble in Blender. Now if you want to speed up the workflow for creating Greeble, or anything else really, you can find the package and link below. Alright, now onto the demonstration. Now with the Blender file open, let's append the package. Then grab the package wherever you saved it, open it up, open materials, select material, and fake user. And now you have all the materials in the package. Let's swap out the principal BSCF with my plastic. Now for displacement, add displacement add mask, which will add displacement, obviously. Let's add my specialized wire node. Let's conform to the sphere using the UV coordinates. Let's match the scale. Let's change the max strength. And you can play around with the values here until you like what you see. Let's copy the setup down below. And I just randomly change the values. Let's add a vector add node to add these two together. Then just change the values on the displacement a little bit. In essence, that's how you make Greeble using my package. There it is guys, Greeble in the default Blender and using my package. Hope you all learned something in this one. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.